Room for one. Nina moved into the boarding house on the outskirts of town after the accident. It was an old, ivy-covered building with a perpetual chill in the air, but the landlady, Mrs. Whitlow, had offered her the attic room at a discount. The room was small and musty, with a single dusty window and a narrow bed. But Nina didn't mind. She needed peace, solitude. After the crash, she couldn't stand being around people. The other tenants never spoke to her. Sometimes she passed them in the hallway. An old man with hollow eyes, a girl who never looked up from her book, but they ignored her, as if she weren't there. Nina didn't blame them. She barely spoke either. Mostly, she stayed in her room, staring at the ceiling. Remembering the screech of tires, the splash of red, the moment she knew she wouldn't get a second chance. She began to notice strange things. Her breath never fogged the mirror. Her reflection looked tired, disconnected. Once, she reached for the doorknob and her hand went right through it, but when she blinked, everything was normal again. At night, she heard whispers behind the walls. Another one, too young, still doesn't know. One evening, as she sat at the window watching the empty street below, she heard footsteps on the stairs. A young woman entered the attic, guided by Mrs. Whitlow. This was Nina's room, the landlady said. She stayed quiet, never caused trouble, but it looks lived in, the girl said. Is she still here? Mrs. Whitlow smiled gently. No, dear. Nina passed away 2 years ago. Car crash. Tragic. Nina opened her mouth to speak, to protest, but neither of them turned toward her. The girl shivered. Do people ever feel anything up here? Oh yes, Mrs. Whitlow said, glancing at the mirror. Some say they sense her presence. But don't worry, she's harmless. The girl nodded. Okay, I'll take the room. As she unpacked, Nina stood in the corner, frozen. She looked down at her hands. They were starting to fade. A voice echoed from somewhere deep inside the walls. It's her turn now. Follow and subscribe for more.